What is happening, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Mission Jimpossible podcast. This week we are doing episode 5 of the show, and I thank you for coming back and joining me. Happy Friday, or as some people call it, Fry-yay. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't mind my double cup of protein over here if I take a sip. I'm just, on a constant quest for the gains. Really, it's no big deal. It's boring, but it's part of my life. No, I'm just kidding. But so let's get into it today. What I really wanted to talk about, and that topic is: are you ready for the journey? So, we've touched on goal setting and being a success-minded person, and really, if you're listening to that show, you probably already fall into that category. And all that is great, and goal cards and goals and journaling and everything we've discussed up until this point are tools that are going to get you to where you want to go. But a mentor of mine said the other day, and it really clicked with me, if you want to make 6 or 7 figures, be ready for a 6 or 7 figure journey. So on any journey, there's going to be some obstacles. And we know, and I'm pretty sure I've said on the show at some point, that success is more about who you become in the process than what you attain. So that's not going to be a straight line. Success doesn't look like this. If you're on the audio, it's not a straight line. It doesn't look, you're not just going to consistently rise up and up and up and up. There's going to be obstacles. It looks more so like a squiggly line or a scribble on a piece of paper, and then eventually you start to even out and progress more steadily towards your goal. So just know that there's going to be obstacles, and how you respond to those is really one of the most important things on your journey. So we're all human. We're not robots, and I think life would lose some of its beauty if it was positivity, progression, and what we wanted all the time. I mean, it's the law of polarity, right? Like, we can experience the joy of achieving the things that we want to achieve if we've never been upset about not hitting those goals. So I had a completely different idea for this podcast and another topic that I wanted to talk about, but this came up in my own life experience, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I've said from the beginning of this show, I'm not a guru. I don't put myself in any better off place than any of you listening to this. I just think that me going through it alongside of you gives me some credibility to drop some nuggets and help you guys go through the same exact journey. And I'm not, I'd love to be able to lay down on the sword, so to speak, and just help you guys avoid any sort of pain or trauma on your journey towards your own individual success. But the reality of it is that's not going to happen. And I think the deeper reality of it is people learn for themselves. I mean, you can tell people over and over again. Some people take that advice, but I think people really learn things when they go through it on their own. So you're not going to avoid 100% of your obstacles. But the good news is obstacles always provide you an opportunity. So, I mean, when you experience those obstacles, how you react, number one. So that's an opportunity to strengthen your mental resolve and start to live a more mentally tough life, or grow your mental toughness. And that's really the overarching thing, is all of these obstacles are opportunities for growth. Number two, they're an opportunity to learn more about yourself. If things happen, or if things tend to happen to you repeatedly, maybe the first time it seems random, but if the same general issue is occurring once, twice, 3 times in your life, you may want to look at what's causing this to happen, or what I'm doing, or the thoughts or beliefs that I have that are creating this constantly coming up in your life. God isn't going to put anything in front of you that you aren't able to handle. And we know from law of attraction, which actually that's where I wanted to go with this podcast, but I'm okay with putting that off for another week or so to get to the root of this subject and this topic, because I think it's just as important. But law of attraction says, we are manifesting into our lives what we put out. So something about your energy, something about your thought process is bringing a obstacle into your life, or an obstacle, excuse me, into your life repeatedly. And that's something that you need to look at. So multiple opportunities from growth happen, or for growth happen from these obstacles coming into your life. So it's tough to do, but be as happy that you're receiving the obstacles as you are as making progress towards your goal. Every adversity has within it an equal seed of opportunity. Okay, that's Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. So once you start to frame your obstacles that way and frame life that way, you won't get as down on things, number one, which is better for your psyche. And number two, you know that it's there for a reason. So like people that have that mentality of, oh, everything's the worst for me, nothing's working out for me, like all of the garbage in the world happens to me, they keep getting more of that, and they throw their hands up and they say basically, I'm just doomed to walk this path, or I've been dealt this deck of cards, so to speak, that I'm just getting bad thing after bad thing happen to me. No, that's not true. After a while, it becomes true. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because they start to speak it into their own existence and their own life experience, because they think that they're born and bred for that. But the reality of it is, every single person listening to this, and every single person, all 7 billion plus of us in the world, is meant to do something great with their life. It's just a matter of figuring out what that great thing is. I can talk, I swear. It's figuring out what that great thing is and having the mental toughness to stick it out and get through the low times to get to that point. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about this subject. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to touch on. Like I said, I am going through this personally, my own journey. I've been pretty open about Comeback 2021 and, getting out of the situation I was in. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in future episodes too. But it's a journey, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I expect it to go up and up and up and up and up every single day with no stop to the progress. Sometimes it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and then another 3 steps forward. You're constantly, going forward, dropping a little, going more forward. So the net positive, or the net progress is positive, I should say, but there's a lot of up and down to it. For all my trading people, it's like you go on an uptrend, you retest a little bit, and then you're going on a further uptrend. So that's it for me. I think, I just wanted to come in here and say that, and I hope somebody gets some value out of it. If you could, like, subscribe, share the episode. As always, I love coming on here. Fridays are exciting for me always, because I get to come and record a podcast, interact with you guys, hopefully provide some value and leave you guys in a better spot than before you listened, and help you guys and spur you guys on to kick some butt for the rest of your Friday and ultimately through the weekend. So have a great day. Have a blessed day. Love you guys. I will see you guys next week for the next episode of the Mission Jimpossible podcast. Peace.